In the opening, Clint Barton is showing his girl toxophilism on his segregated homestead while his significant other readies a cookout lunch for them. Unexpectedly, Clint's little girl disappears and the remainder of Clint's family deteriorates alongside half of all life across the universe, the consequence of Thanos snapping his fingers in the wake of getting every one of the 6 Infinity Stones. Nebula and Tony Stark are abandoned in space following their loss by Thanos on Titan, yet are gotten back to Earth via Diddy Danvers and rejoined with Natasha Romanoff, Bruce Banner, Steve Rogers, Rocket, Thor, and James Rhodes. The group figures out how to take the Infinity Stones back from Thanos and use them to invert his activities, yet learn after finding him that he had utilized the stones a second opportunity to obliterate them, forestalling their further use. He lets the leftover Avengers know that he did as such to try not to involve the stones for additional detestable purposes. Angered, Thor decapitates Thanos, saying it's what he ought to have done in Wakanda. After 5 years, Scott Lang escapes from the quantum domain to find that his girl Cassie is presently a teen and that Hope Van Dyne, alongside half of the populace, has vanished in the snap. Rogers has been directing meetings for survivors actually battling with the impacts of the snap while Natasha is eagerly overseeing both Earth and the remainder of the universe with the assistance of Rhodes, Danvers, Okoye, Rocket, and Nebula. Lang goes to Romanoff and Rogers, and makes sense of that while 5 years had passed for them, just 5 hours had passed for him in the quantum domain and that time extends much diversely there. The 3 go to Tony, who is presently bringing up a youngster with pepper pots, and make sense of their hypothesis that the quantum domain can be utilized to travel once more into the past and take the Infinity Stones before Thanos can gather them. Tony at first oddballs their proposition with worry about gambling with his family and the harmony he has found. With Tony now ready, the excess Avengers set off to reassemble their group. Bruce Banner has now embraced the mass as a piece of him, and has merged his own cognizance and the mass together into one. Romanoff, subsequent to hearing reports from Rhodes of a professional killer that works with comparable techniques to Barton, passes on to track down him.